I am planning on this being a bit of a longer video because I know we've covered some of this stuff when we had talked about fractions. So we're going to speed through some of that. But first, we're going to start by talking about rounding. When we are talking about rounding, we are going to be looking at the thousands, hundreds, tens, ones, or units. Here's our decimal point. We'll have our tenths, hundredths, and thousandths. So keep these terms in mind as we run through some of these examples. All right, problem 22, write each number. So we have to just talk it out. This is the start of our English to algebra, just simply writing the numbers out. 90 and 23 hundredths. So we have 90 and 23 hundredths. What's the hundredth? Hundredth is over here. There's 23 of them. So that'd be 0.23. 23 hundredths means that there'd be 2 tenths and 3 hundredths. 7 and 56 thousandths. So 7, that's easy enough. 0.56 thousandths. So there's nothing in the 10 spots. There's 56 in the thousandth spot. We can't have two numbers in one spot, so that 5 has to move over to the hundredths. There are 5 hundredths and 6 thousandths. Rounding numbers. This should be a review for most of you. When we are told to round a number, just identify the place that you're wishing to round to. Look at the number immediately to the right. No further, just immediately to the right. And if it is 5 or larger, round up. If it is 4 or smaller, keep it the same. Let's do a few examples together. Round each number to the indicated place value. We need to round this number to the thousands. So we are just going to look at the 4. Don't look at the 7. Don't think that you say, okay, there's a 7, so I have to round this to a 5 and then round this to a 7. No, do not do that. Just look at the 4. Only the 4. The 4 is less than 5, so we keep it the same. This is going to stay 6,000. Now to the hundred spot. We're looking at the 4. What's immediately to the right of the 4? A 7. So we're going to round this one up. This will be 6,500. To the 10th spot, now we see that there's a 3 to the right of the 10 spot, so we're going to keep the number the same. 6,470. Jerry drove 257 miles using 11 gallons of gas. How many miles per gallon did his car get? Miles per gallon? You see the word per? It essentially means divide by. So we're going to take 257 and divide it by 11. So let's grab the calculator. And we get 23.36363636 repeating. Round your result to the nearest tenth. So here's our tenth. What's immediately to the right of the tenth? A 6. So we're going to round up. It'll be 23.4 miles per gallon. Here are some examples for you to work on your own. But we're going to continue on and talk about converting from a fraction to a decimal. These are your friend. These ones are nice and easy. All you have to do is grab your calculator, take the numerator, hit divide, enter the denominator, and there's your answer. So 3/4 as a decimal is 0.75. You can work on problem 26 on your own. Remember to keep note of those negative numbers. Now see, if we're looking at something like 4/3, we take 4/3 and we divide it. We do long division, say, and you're just going to get 1.33333 repeating. Let's even put it in the calculator. 1.33333 just goes on forever. It rounds because the calculator can't go on forever. There are specific steps that we will perform for repeating decimals. So a repeating decimal, like we had talked about before, is where the last digit or group of digits repeats endlessly. So when we look at the example that we just saw, 4/3, it's 1.3 repeating. You can say 333 ... or 3 with the line above it. I prefer 3 with the line above it. We also have 4.16666666 repeating, 4.16, and only the 6 has the line above it. 4.16161616 repeating. Now both the 1 and the 6 have the line above it. You can have as many decimals repeating as there are in the world. There have been known to have thousands of digits repeating. Just know that however digits are repeating, that's where the line goes. So 271 is repeating in this one. So 271, all 3 digits have the line above it to show that they are repeating. So that's just an FYI. Now let's convert each of the following decimal numbers as a fraction or mixed number. There are some steps to perform up here. I'm going to go ahead and work these examples following the steps above. I'm not going to read through them. These steps are for your benefit only if you need to look back and figure out how to perform these. So we are going to look at number 1. Write the following decimal as a fraction or mixed number. It's going to anything that has anything that's not a 0 in the ones place is going to be a mixed number. Whenever you see that, it's straight up just that number. That is going to be your whole number. Not sure why I can't write, so I will do this. Now, take anything that's to the right of the decimal and place it over the number that place is. So this is in the 100th spot, so it's going to be 9 over 100. Those are zeros. There we go. Then reduce it and simplify it as much as possible. 9 over 100 does not simplify, so our answer is going to be 4 and 9 over 100. Let's look at the next example. We have 3.7. Our whole number is 3, so that's that. Then we have 7 in the tens place, so we take 7 and put it over 10. That does not reduce, so that is our final answer. Now we have negative 0.286. Our number is going to be negative, so we can start there. 286. What place is this last place? We have 10, 100, thousandths. It's the thousandths place. We're going to put our number over 1,000. 286. So let's start trying to figure out how to reduce these. Now, I know both of these numbers are divisible by 2, so let's take these numbers and divide them by 2. 143. Can we think of any other things that both these numbers are divisible by? There actually are none. So this is our final answer. That is our final fraction. I will have you guys perform problem 28 on your own. And our next video, we will talk about repeating decimals. So good luck.